You know what? I think it's time that we talk about this beautiful man right here in the Michael Rapaport fan. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Come. Oh, whoa. No. You've seen the curtain. Oh no. You've seen how things work now.
See, here's what you get.
You see me scrambling to try and figure this out. Welcome everybody to Only Murders Discussed on this podcast. Well, usually this is the point where I go, Seb is, but he is. We don't know where he is. We've lost him.
Yeah, he's um he's absent like tie dye guy, and just want to know, let him know that we miss him, and hope he's not running around the Arcadia, possibly getting chased with murder weapon. You know, I think he should watch out generally for a white woman named Jan. Um,
Foreshadowing report here. And with that great foreshadow report here is Henry. Henry is here with me today, though. We are discussing the season two, not just season one now. We're on season two. So what if you haven't gotten to season one of Only Murders in the Building? Come on, get the hell out of here. Catch up,
yeah,
dude.
spoilers, all the spoilers.
Oh my god, all the spoilers for that season. We're on season two, episode four. Here's looking at you, which I had to double check it that I'm like, here's looking at you. Here's looking at you. Okay.
If you know, you know.
Here's looking at you. Yes, if you didn't know, but pausing dramatic effect. Charles, an unnamed woman singing a song. Like a little silly ditty. They're like, like a kind of chill, laid back, relaxed song. And we can guess that this particular girl is Lucy, because spatula, omelet. We already know context clues, so we're just gonna call her Lucy because we probably know that's who this is now. But they're still singing that song. Charles is happy as ever. He's playing that guitar. But then we cut back to the real world. The girl looking at her phone. She's like, should I wear the hat? I don't know. Yeah, get rid of the hat. I don't know. I don't want the hat. But she's like, okay, I'm gonna talk in this video. Man, it's weird to go back to where you haven't been in a while. And we cut to Charles. He's getting that text from Lucy. He's like, oh, okay. And then that monologue comes back from her. Oh, it's just weird though. In general, to go back to an old place. From your past. And then of course we cut back to Charles. Of course with a little hey, just during that conversation. Hey, like how does this work again? Do I just say hey? All right, I guess that's how this works. Lucy. So mom says you've gone all hero now. Mind you, no capitalizing here, no punctuation. Just noting that for the record, folks. Okay.
Rebel.
I just noticed I was very consistent the whole time, Lucy, and then we're talking. I just thought that was Charles. I think your mom knows I'm no hero. Come on, buddy. Don't sell yourself short. Come on, man. Come on. You play a hero, but you're a hero in our hearts, Charles. Come on, man.
Exactly. You're bravos. Like
He's Brad's. Oh, hold on. Sorry, wrong channel for that. Click on that for your folks. Come on. Lucy sends a picture from the Daily Dispatch showing that Charles is indeed a hero. True crime host busts serial killer. It does look like a very real New York
hmm
newspaper. I
hmm
was like, oh,
not only that, but also solve the mystery many years before with the girl getting dropped off the building. So two
so
solve two ways.
Just like Dina's Delis, they solve two cases in one for the price of one.
Hmm.
But hey, look, found your old apartment keys. Sends a picture of apartment keys. Charles kind of laughs this off, and then accidentally tries to say something, but it's instead he says Bill Dirks still works. He's trying this, but he's getting these weird results. No, and then he gets still, steal, still, worst, words. His third attempt.
It's like just type it out, damn it.
I was wondering about that because like he was typing everything else out. Why did he get lazy here? He's like,
I don't
all
know.
right, fuck. Although I'll admit I've done that before. I'm like, I don't feel like typing that shit out.
Hmm.
I don't want to do that. But Lucy sends a picture of her dress, and holding a coffee. Bridesmaid in a dress eating frappuccino, which I'm like, hmm, okay. I don't even get. I'm not even that hip. What does that even mean? I don't even know what that means. But Charles, he's like bridesmaid. What? Whoa, what?
Mm.
Lucy's like, yeah, mom's getting married. And then Charles is like, have I moved on? Oh, have I moved on? All right, well, I guess I have. Wow, good for her. And this is the part where I laughed because I've actually like I did this once in my life. Because Lucy says the word bet. And Charles is kind of flabbergasted because he's like, bet? How much? And then he types them back. It's like, no, you didn't just type the. I'll admit, I've done that. I did that once because I was like, what? What does that even mean? What am I betting? Oh my God, I'm so old. Why am I saying this? Why am I saying this? But he doesn't send it, thankfully though. Charles did
Lucy's
make my
been Lucy's been hanging around a lot of black people. It seems. Well, no, well, maybe not.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I've heard a lot of people say that word. But you know what? Yeah. I guess I don't know, yeah. That's actually true. You know what? You know what? Not research has not been done by Andrew. Needs for furthermore review. We'll get back to you on. But he puts his phone down, takes a sip of his wine. But Lucy, it's just so hard. But you know what? Sometimes you have nowhere else to go, honestly. Then she stops recording the video on her. Well, I don't know. We don't know if this is like a YouTube thing. We don't know if this is a log like Mabel did. We don't really know yet, actually. Technically yet. It's just recording videos. We know that for sure. Because we hear that little doot 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 doot. All right, we're done. But Charles is, he's having his own little Oliver moment. He's on Brazos. It starts off cordial. They're like, "Oh yeah, it's bro. He's here. Yay! It's been X amount of years." And Charles is feeling a little cocky. He's like, "Yeah, man, I worked with your dad. Yeah, yeah, everything's going great, right?" And then he's like, "All right, I'm gonna have a speech." And this is actually a really funny moment because they're like, "All right, so let's make this show." And he's like, "Ah, yes. I didn't know. I was unaware if this day would come." He really pulled the "I didn't know if this day would come" kind of speech. And they're like, "All right, buddy, wrap it up. Time to go, buddy. This ain't your show. You're on the show, but it's not your show anymore. Come on, dude. Like it's time to get the fuck ready. Come on, let's go, dude." Yes, but eventually Charles gets a wake up call because they're like, "All right, you ready to go?" And he's like, "Yeah." All right, here's the wheelchair. He's like, "Wheelchair? What do you mean wheelchair? Oh, you didn't get the script change? Oh yeah, you have dementia now, and you're in a wheelchair." I can't tell you how much I laughed because it almost is like Steve Martin was like, "Wheelchair? What?" I say, sir, I am Steve Martin. I worked with Jack Black on a movie about bird watching. I am an actor. If you didn't know, that actually is a real movie. Look it up with Owen Wilson. I don't remember the name of it, but I'm plastering it here on the screen now.
Excuse me.
But you know.
They got him on set with that really messed up side part. No, not the
Oh,
center
I
part
noticed
with the
that.
hair.
I did.
That was bothering me so much. I'm like, just
I couldn't stop laughing when I noticed it because I had to rewind. Like, oh my god, they did not put a wig on him. They did not put a crappy wig on him to fit the aesthetic of the actual first season clip, but they did. They're like, all right, we need to have continuity. Put a wig on him. Oh my lord. But you know, he's like, all right, well, I'd rather go to prison than do this. So he storms off in an actor rage, like, all right, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Goes to his little trailer. Uh oh. Who's in the trailer? Is he? Theme song. What a little wild opening that was. Oh, sorry. La 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 la. All right, we're done. Theme song is over. Yes. Yes. But in anger, you know, things are gonna end. Anyways, some soft yodeling can be heard in the background as we slyly pan over, slowly. I don't know why I said slidely. Slowly pan over to the apartment. There it is. But we cut to Oliver, you know. Wow, sorry, Will. You know what? The schedule's backed up. I can't help you with rehearsals today. But Dad, I have like so much shit going on. Help me. Nah, you can handle this. Just you know, yeah, I'm on a case, man. But I need so much help. Nobody cares about the Tin Man and the Wizard. Just make the fattest kid the lion, and you'll be all right. And I'm like, wait, what?
yeah. I was like, what?
I'm like, wait, what? That's such a chill way to say that. Ah,
But then
yes.
I think about it. A lot of the retellings of Wizard of Oz, they always do that. They always make the lion fat, and I don't understand why.
I almost wonder, like, like, maybe that's Martin Short calling out the industry, like, God damn. You know,
Yeah,
the lion can be any size. God damn it. Why is it gotta
it
be
was
fat?
like that in the Wiz. It's
It
like keep
was,
it to
wasn't
that.
it? Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
What the hell's going on, man? Can we all like figure out what the hell's up with? Why is the lion got to be always? Come on, man.
I don't know. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but it's just like a very interesting choice.
Justice for lion. Come on, man. Justice for lion. Make the lion in the Wizard of Oz great again. God damn it! I swear, I need him to not be fat. But anyways, you know, Will tries and he's like, oh no, sorry, son. I'll call you later. Brr. Phone call over. But Oliver, he's like, please leave the elevator door open as we pan down to see an ankle monitor on the foot. Oh, hello, Oliver. It's Teddy. I'm out from prison.
No, the Demuses are one Demus.
Well, as of right now, one Demus is has returned upon us and graced us with his presence.
I would have turned around and took the stairs. Like, oh, see ya.
That's immediately what he's like trying to do. He's like, oh, oh shit, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
I said, I don't care if he's calling me. He's like, well, see ya. Um,
All right.
I gotta see a man about a horse.
Oliver does try that though first. He's like, I'll just go get another elevator. She's like, no, 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 no. I insist. Please take the elevator, Oliver. Uh, okay. So, how are you doing, Teddy? Oh, I'm doing great. But Teddy shares with us that he's just awaiting trial.
Hmm.
Oh yes. So how was prison, Teddy? You know what? Transformative, actually. And I guess Teddy was also watching She-Hulk because he's like, ah, yes, I met Mr. Han, and he taught me, to not act on my thoughts, and I'm like, this is how this actually works. Oh, okay. Okay. And Teddy, he's like, but like, I did learn a lot though, because right now I want to strangle you so bad right now. But it's not worth losing those 3 mindful badges, which I'm like, mindfulness badges, what? So like, what does a mindfulness badge look like? I just want to know.
What's this, a Pokemon? Like you beat Sabrina and get the mindful badge? Like what the fuck?
1 mindfulness badge for meditating. 2 mindfulness badges for apologizing. 3, I like what's the scale for getting a mindfulness badge, and what currency do they actually have? Like, can you get melatonin or something? Like
I don't
what can
know.
you actually get out of this transaction? I'm just curious, Teddy. But whatever. He doesn't want to lose these badges. We know that for sure. But Oliver is clearly getting more nervous as this conversation is going on. He's like, all right, click the button, get the hell out of here. So how's Theo? How is he doing? Oh, awaiting trial as well, and angry. He's swinging by later to discuss how to deal with these feelings productively. As Teddy's kind of smiling, grinning very maliciously. And obviously Oliver, he's like, okay, that's cool, man. And Teddy's, you think Oliver's like home free. Teddy gets off the elevator. Oliver's like, all right, let me click that close button. Teddy's like, no, no, no. I'm going to fuck you, Oliver. And
Let me
Oliver,
count. Let me count their ways.
oh yes, he not only does he say it once, even Oliver's like, huh? Say what again? Oh, happy to clarify. I'm going to fuck you, and I'm not sure how quite yet. I'm going to fuck you though. Hard, harder than you've ever been fucked before, in a way that you won't see coming until the one day you'll. I had to move the page here, folks. Until what was the line? Until one day you'll slip your nubby little fingers into one of my dips you love so much and realize you're choking on a heaping bowl of fuck.
Like what?
The camera's like slowly panning in on Teddy, by the way, during this whole thing. And Oliver's like, what? I'm so scared. I'm gonna shit my pants. No, please. I don't want to die. But Oliver kind of just laughs it off. And Teddy's like, namaste. Oliver never clicked that button faster. Like, get me the fuck out of here, please. But we cut back to Lucy and Charles, talking, and they both, awkwardly start a conversation by, I've been, they're like trying to talk, but they haven't talked in a while, so like they keep interrupting each other by accident. Like you,
Hmm.
no, you first, you first. So what brings you to Manhattan? or Manhattan, I believe it.
Manhattan. It's like no one calls it that. You just making shit up. It's like,
I mean, that's like when you remember that song with Pharrell and Jay Z was like, and I gotta put on them Scooby Doo's. I want somebody to look
oh yeah, them Scooby Doo shoes.
because I looked this up while I was listening to the album. Like, what are Scooby Doo shoes? Jay Z, what the fuck are you talking about?
Because he's a tastemaker.
Put on your Scooby Doo's. I'm like, Jay Z, nobody ever said that. Nobody puts on the Scooby Doo's.
He didn't know what to say during the little interlude before he started rapping again. It's like, I'm just gonna
Like,
start saying shit.
well, Pharrell's in the studio, so like, I say something cool, you know.
He don't write down his lyrics.
He probably just saw Scooby Doo and he was like, all right, man, I got my my Scooby Doo's on.
Hmm.
Pharrell's like, yes, go ahead, go for it. Oh Lord, but he assumes that she has more cooler things to do. Instead of hang out with the old. She's like, I mean, I wanted to come out and hang out with my super cool TV star ex dad sort of person, which I'm like, this is kind of awkward now.
I know.
Ex dad TV, like he's not her dad, but like he was, but like he wasn't.
Mm. We found out that she had 5 different fathers figures in her life. It's like, damn.
So like that's like a list of that's the definition of like daddy issues. Like you got more than one daddy, goddamn. That is like not one daddy issue, but two, three, four, five.
I feel like at that point, that's her. That not to blame a woman, but like if she has 5 different father figures, like from relationships with her moms, like how many times you can introduce a new dude to this girl's life, and he's like gone, and she's like 18 or whatever, like 18 or like 20 or something like that. It's like,
I'm just trying to think of what I don't know if it was John Tucker Must Die or something. This like movie that nobody's ever fucking seen in their life. But I vividly remember this one scene where like the mom keeps bringing home like men, and they're like, "Hey, I'm your new dad," and then they leave out the window. That's all I think about it. They're like, "All right, see you later." I don't like commitment. Goodbye.
oh, I've seen that movie. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen it, but
I don't remember it being very good, but I was like, it's on.
no, there's Ashanti in it.
Dang, that tells you how much I don't remember that movie at all. I'm like, I know Ashanti, but like, that's right. She was doing a little bit of acting back then, wasn't she?
Hmm.
That's right. God, now I gotta watch that movie because I'm like, well, I'll watch it for Ashanti. I don't know who the
Yeah,
fuck else I would watch it for.
yeah,
I
some other woman. I don't know.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's like 30-year-old people playing like teenagers for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of those movies where like,
I mean, what else is new?
well, But anyways, Charles and Lucy, they both, they have a smile, and Lucy's like, oh, I had a 3-day weekend because my AP Cam teacher, he got caught cooking GHB. Oh, but wait, there's more. It was on school property, and also he was operating a sex cult. You say a sex cult? God damn, Lucy, what the hell is going on with these sex cults that you got going on? Christ's sake. I mean, oh, and I forgot to mention, it's not just a normal sex cult. It's an NXIVM.
Oh
I
shit!
I had
Oh,
I had to
oh,
Google what this
oh,
was.
yeah. There's an HBO documentary on that.
I'm like,
Mm,
I immediately paused, like, what?
yeah, that's the yeah,
I started
that's
reading a tab, and I'm like, all right, that's enough for
that's
me.
that high brain, the big brain energy cults where it's like we're so smart, like I'm gonna higher vibration and I'm gonna teach you some high level math while I take you in the back and fuck you. It's like, what? What? Like, what the fuck? Like,
Oh Lord, but Charles, he's as confused as me during this part. He's like, "What? Oh, but also it was a good opportunity to escape Connecticut and culture up in Manhattan." Which I'm like,
stop saying that.
come, come on! I know you're trying to be cool, but I'm not gonna go to New York and be like, "Hey guys, let's go to Manhattan. Let's go."
No one has in the history of New York has ever called it Manhattan. New York has so many nicknames. Manhattan has so many nicknames, and no one calls it Manhattan.
I mean, sure, the Bronx, yeah, that's a nickname. Brooklyn, the Bronx, yeah, that actually sounds natural. Manhattan? Yeah, I don't think so. Nice try though, Lucy. But oh, that's cool. Well, you excited for your mom's wedding? Well, it happened 2 weeks ago. Oh, well, okay. Was it nice? Nice was a word. It's
That's an adjective.
like, oh, okay. So we're not gonna talk about it. All right. But Mabel and Oliver, they walk in. They're like, all right. Teddy's back. He's here plotting his. Oh well, what? What the fuck? Oh, but before all that, they need to deal with Nina and Howard DM'd them for hot goss, and Nina, will be. Well, hello there. Hi, Lucy. They're all excited, like, hey, we've heard more about you than anything in Charles's life, period. Like, goddamn, Oliver, why don't you just go ahead and make Oliver Charles look bad there? Why don't you? Oh, he doesn't share anything with us at all, period, whatsoever. But Lucy's like, oh, I've heard so much of the podcast, but I usually listen to you guys in 2x speed, and your voices are so deeper than than I thought they would be, and I love your pants, man. Oh, oh wow, really? Thank you. And well, hey guys, can I talk to you privately? All right. Say, hey Lucy, you go do your thing. Charles had to turn back. You can play on your phone. You didn't have to say that. There was no need to say that. You didn't. I feel like Steve Martin was like, all right, I'm gonna say a funny ass line. You can play on your phone. Which I did laugh. I was like, okay, that's funny. Whatever. But Oliver asks, what the hell's she doing here? God damn it. Well, I don't know what the fuck she's doing here. She's here to hang, I guess. Well, you want to spend some time with her? I don't know. I'm unprepared. She's older now, and she brought a bag. Does that mean she wants to stay? I, I don't really understand how these things work. Mabel, can you go talk to her? Because I'm a girl? No, because you're young and you're hip and you can talk to her. Um, okay. I mean, it's like Squid Games without the subtitles, which I was like, hmm, okay, whatever. I'm gonna just kind of keep going on that one. Here, I'll even give you $200 to go talk to her. Oh no, 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 no. I'll go do it for free. He's like, all right, let's get back in there though.
Why would she turn out $200? Like,
That's what I'm more like.
Mabel, what is your job? Like, honestly.
What is Mabel's job? We don't know what her job is.
Well, she's an artist, but it's like you're not making that much money. So it's like $200, like just to talk to your friend's daughter. That's an easy $200. Like,
Like, you're telling me I get paid $200 to talk? Sign me up. Let's do it. But the group back goes back in. Charles is like, you Mabel, you Lucy, you get to know each other. And Oliver and Charles are like, we're gonna go do adult things in the adult.
which can be very misconstrued. Which can be misconstrued for anything.
Oh, but let it be known that not only are they are Oliver and Charles going into the adult room to do adult things, they are locking arms to do adult things, quote unquote. And not only that, even Lucy's a little like, I don't know, I feel like that's queer coded.
Yeah,
No, no, it's just old quoted, you know. It's just old people being old, and it's like, wait, what? Like, how are you friends with like, I don't understand. Like, you're so cool. During this, Mabel's like, uh huh, this is not gonna work. But Lucy just keeps going. She's like, "Oh, you're so cool, and Bloody Mabel is one of my favorite things, and yeah, oh my god, it was such a great moment for you, and the witches and the hex and the moon, and I'm just like sitting there like, oh my god,
I know. And then she said the top 100. I'm like, what the fuck is the top 100? Like what website is that?
yeah, the dazed 100, and I'm like, I'm with Mabel, I'm like, Mabel, what the fuck are you talking, or what is she talking about?
What is she talking about?
And Lucy just keeps going. She's like, oh my god, you're so inspirational, and oh my god, like, hey, have you heard about this mental health TikTok? And Mabel's like, okay, all right, she's going too fast for me.
Yeah,
I can't, I can't do this. Oh my god,
she's on she's on 2x speed.
no wonder she had the podcast on 2X. I'm like, oh my god. But Mabel's like, hey, can you explain to me what TikTok videos are? Oh well, I watched this video on you, and then they cross-referenced you with various murders and deaths, and with the DMS5, and I'm like, what the fuck is a DMS5? I'm like, DSM5, what the hell is that?
No.
Mabel's like, all right, I don't know what to do. Anyways, so like, it must be pretty easy for you to get like Xannies and like Zolap, whatever it is, and like, isn't it easy for you to get all that? I prayed for like a diagnosis like that. Oh, sorry. Not she didn't just pray to God. She prayed to the 100 gex, whatever that is. I don't know what the 100 gex tree is to get a real diagnosis, but her mom like hates big pharma, which I'm like, I mean,
I
okay,
mean, yeah, I
fair
mean
enough,
that's yeah,
fair
I mean,
enough.
hating Big Pharma is like not unpopular, but
Hating like a corrupt system that I'm looking at you, Martin Scully, for hiring the price of medication that people needed and buying
insulin.
Pink album, and then like leaking the tracks, and then just kind of being an asshole about like big pharma. And
Or was it cancer? That was cancer medicine.
oh yeah, no, I was about to say I don't remember I just remember him
Mm.
slightly. He was just a blimp on my radar.
Yeah.
I just thought him right
At
now.
first, I thought it was insulin, but I think it was a cancer medicine.
It was definitely I believe it was, but it doesn't matter. Like his company, they took it
Mhm.
away from him. They were like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, he's still a piece of shit.
Oh
End
yeah,
of,
he's
end of the
he's
day,
he's the Ben Shapiro of big pharma. That's what he is. I like to say he's the Ben Shapiro of big pharma. He doesn't really look that different than Ben Shapiro either.
no,
Have you
he
seen
doesn't.
Martin Shkreli and Ben Shapiro in the same room? I don't think so. I don't know.
Mm,
I think it's
yes, you
kind of
do.
like Steven Crowder and Billy Eichner. Have you seen those two dudes in the room? I don't know, man.
Well, well,
I don't know, man.
one is one's gay and one is very like macho and like mm,
I don't know. I think Billy Eichner just got all upset about Bros failing at the box office, and he was like, "All right, well, I guess I'm gonna be right wing now. Starting a podcast. I'm manly. I hate everyone."
prove me wrong.
I did not realize like that he was so right until like I sat down and watched the video, and I'm like, "All right." what one's enough for me, buddy. That's enough. I don't need any more than that. Thank you very much. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. Mabel is just as confused as everybody. Like, all right, are the adults concluded with the adult business? I'll even give them $200, please. But Oliver, he found this old record, and apparently it's one of Lucy's favorites. And Mabel's confused, like, that is that Charles? Charles is like happy about it, like,
Yeah,
uh-huh.
it is.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it is. All times, it's like happy days. Charles has got a spatula. He's getting his fawns on. Like, all right, old times. I'm making you an omelet. Everything's all great, right? We're all happy. We're making an omelet. They're making fun of his purr. Everything's all good. And then we get into the conversation of like, so like, why'd you even do this? I don't know. I just wanted to make music, whatever. And a lot of rappers actually sampled this. Oh, really? Like a lot? Yeah. Just like, that's probably realistic, actually.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I make a certain amount of money." I'm like,
Like, yeah, you know what? I make royalties off this, actually. That is not the same story. That is not the same story, though, for everybody. Like, do I have to bring up James Brown, who was like, fucking sampling? I don't want that shit. Or the famous story of Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff sampling A Nightmare on Elm Street without permission of New Line Cinema, and they
mm,
they actually made them put it on the album, not owned by New Line Cinema. Like we don't like we
yeah,
don't own this. I thought that was like very funny when I read the linear notes. Like, oh, like all right. And eventually we were supposed to get them in House Party, but like that never happened. Obviously, and then history happened. And,
yeah.
Kid Play ended up
Kid
being
and
the one.
play.
That would have been a weird movie.
Yeah, I'm actually fine that it worked out the way it did because I think the first movie came out really well.
And then the rest kind of sucked.
Yeah, we have diminishing returns.
The one where they're like the kids, I'm like, all right.
Yeah, you talking about four?
Not, dude. I know you're excited for that new one with LeBron James. Come on, man.
No,
Come
no,
on. Come
absolutely not.
come on. It has a 2 Chain song in the trailer.
Absolutely not. Like,
Come
I have so many problems with that trailer. Like, don't get me started. Like,
on, dude. They sampled Maze.
nope.
Come
Like,
on.
House Party is like one of my favorite movies of all time, and like, no, like, absolutely not. Like, it looks.
I kind of clicked off too. I was like, all right.
I've seen that movie. I've seen that trailer twice. I was forced to see that trailer a second time.
Forced.
Forced in the movie theater. It's in the movie theater, and they played it,
Oh,
and I was like,
I had the luxury of going on my phone and clicking off.
yeah. The first time it was on the phone. Second time was in the movie theater, and I'm like,
The
don't
second
feel
time,
like getting up.
come on, man! But Snoop Dogg's in here. Isn't this awesome? Snoop Dogg is here.
No.
But they start singing the song. Everything's great, and Lucy's ready to, she grabs a knife, ready to cut that pepper. Man, do you guys ever clean these knives? Ah, God, Jesus Christ! The blood knife is bloody. What the fuck? She's like, what? What's wrong with this knife?
The murder weapon.
The murder weapon. This Oliver can't help but tell us that a story. Ah, yes, this is the knife I own from 1991 from Macbeth, starring Vanilla Ice, which plug Vanilla Ice follows me on Twitter. Anyways, as I get my Oliver on, Mabel is, concerned about if body parts are going to be showing up in a freezer.
I mean, that's fair.
At this point, it's like, wait, the knife shows up. God damn it! What else is gonna show up? The body in a fucking freezer? Lucy's just totally like confused. Like, what the hell's going on? Um, evidence keeps showing up in our apartments, and we don't fucking know how. We're like, what the fuck's going on? The painting, now the weapon,
Mhm,
and Charles immediately is like,
mhm,
you are not involved. Kick you out. Get the fuck out of
yeah.
here. Goodbye. But Lucy's like, all right, I will go to the bathroom.
And the funny thing is that the evidence is only showing up in Charles in his apartment.
Isn't that funny? Only his
Yeah,
apartment.
only his apartment. I just thought about that. I'm like, I don't think it showed up in any other person's apartment
Hmm.
um other than Bunny. After getting stabbed, rolling up in Mabel's apartment.
Yes. I think that is kind of funny, though. You know,
It's
she
very.
immediately wanted to go to the bathroom for, thinking about something a little later here. But the group is having a discussion about the knife. Like, all right, uh, this could prove that I didn't kill anybody, or whatever. And and Oliver's like, all right, well, whatever. It's not like the cops are gonna come knocking at the door, right? And oh shit, fuck, knocking at the door. Why am I holding a knife? Which I'm like,
Sing.
whoops. Which part of me is like, what if Oliver just accidentally killed somebody? Not that it went that far up there. But
Mm.
like, let's say, like, that building it needed remodeling, and for some reason it just went swing.
It's a really lucky throw to be able to throw it straight up, and for it to like the tip to go straight into the plaster. Like that was a very really good throw. Actually,
Yeah, that was really limber of him to like go like
go.
swing. And the fact that that material up there actually like held it in is like, dang. I don't think we need to like remodel anything. Apparently this building is great actually. If like shit can stick to the ceiling, a knife, like what the hell? But Howard's like, all right, guys, I just barging in. By the way, no permission, just comes in the door. Like, I said, I had Haas goss about Bunny's death, but that's not true. I have evidence. Nina was violent, and she was backstabbing, and she punched me. Oh my god, he's just accusing Nina of like a billion things right now.
Mhm.
But after she backstabbed Bunny, she front stabbed her too. Nina will cut a bitch. God damn it. He not only that, he finally gives permission to use that in the podcast. He's he's opened his heart to us. Give permission. And Howard by you is just very confused. He's like, what the hell are y'all looking at me for? They're like, no, 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 get out of here. Get out of here, all right? You could have just sent us a text, god damn it, get the hell out of here. But everything's all good though. Howard, he's out of there. Oh shit, something broke in the background. What the hell? They're like, hey, Lucy, you all right in there? He's like, all right, I need a minute. Which I'm like, hmm, okay, whatever. And they're just like all mind you, staring at the door, just kind of waiting. Like, all right,
It's like
patiently waiting. This is the part that I can't believe I actually wrote down. By the way, that like, okay, this is gonna be really hard for me to say out loud. Oliver shares a really very rather
oh,
intriguing story with the group. When he was a young man, his granny offered to rub some Vaseline on his rectum. Offered kindly, like, "Do you need me to do that for you, Oliver?" And of course, Charles and Mabel don't even say a word, but they're like, Come on, man.
Don't even acknowledge it.
Do we need to know that information?
It's like,
Like, where is this coming from? Why did you tell us this? Stick to the other stories. I don't want to hear this
you know he
story.
doesn't. You know he doesn't think before he speaks. Just says stuff.
You can kind of hear the gears turning in his head as he's saying it. Like, oh boy, that one was kind of fucked up though. When he's done, he's like, oh shit, did I just actually say that?
Yep. It's too late now.
But yes, Oliver he nods in silence, like, all right, I guess it's time for us to move on. But Lucy finally tells the gang, you can finally come in. Okay, to come on, come on. I got something to show you. What the hell is this? We find out there is a secret passageway. Charles's bathroom. She's like, what? How did you know about this? Mind you, they're just like rolling with it. They're like, all right, I guess we're gonna go explore this secret
Hmm.
passage. They're literally pulling some Scooby Doo shit right now.
Yeah.
They literally are like, well, there's a secret passageway tunnel.
All you gotta do is have them walking across the screen with the creeping Scooby Doo music. The da 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 da.
But Charles, he's like, how'd you even figure out about this tunnel? Well, remember when I used to play hide and seek with, Anya? Oh yeah, that's right. Y'all got competitive, which I'm like, Charles, going into a fucking secret tunnel is not competitive. Like, what the fuck? Come on, dude. But he Charles is like, oh man, these must have been used during the Prohibition era, like moving contraband, or for perving, as Mabel says, perving.
Yeah, I
Which is
mean, which is like from what we saw in there, I'm like, or maybe it was multi-purpose. Maybe someone repurposed it for perving and it was maybe used for something else beforehand.
maybe a little bit of both. I don't know.
Yeah,
There was a little too much room in there to begin with, because
there was a lot of room in there.
damn, dude.
Like you could like there was you can leave stuff in there. Like you can just like for storage. It was weird.
Somebody was definitely like moving something, because it was a full walkway, wasn't like condensed or anything. I feel like you could get like a bike in there, kind of do an exercise in there. Like, all right, that's my little private walkway. Do some speed perving. All right, get my
I
binoculars,
know.
get on an electric scooter. And let me kind of go around until I find something good. Oh shit! Stop the bike. Okay.
Which they almost they actually kind of saw.
That's right. There's actually a dude on a bike. I'm like, oh my god, that's gross, man.
I'm talking about what's her name? The new building
Oh, Nina.
manager, Nina.
Nina.
Yeah, that whole her and her boo.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was an interesting thing. Yes, but this building's been around for over 30 years, and guess nobody's curious. Like 30 years. You don't want to know what the hell anybody's been looking at you doing? Oh, he doesn't do anything. Oliver's like, he doesn't do shit. He's he's a good boy. I'm like, what have you been doing, Oliver? Come on. But Oliver, just can't help but pull out that microphone. All right. We found the killer's secret lair. We must find what lies at the center of the catacopus. He turns down the hall. All right, let me go. Don't go down there. That's a dead end. Wait, really? How do you know that? But Charles, before anything like that can be answered, You are not involved. Get out here. Which I'm like, you guys have
This,
already gone down like 90% of the hallway.
yeah,
Why is she not involved now? All of a sudden.
and and she has her fingerprints on the murder weapon now.
Yeah. Yeah. So now I'm like, now it's like, it's too late. Fingerprints on the murder weapon. Yeah, too late. But he's like, I just don't want you to be part of this, I want you to, be with your mother. I'm gonna call her. She don't want to talk to me. I kind of skipped the wedding. You skipped the wedding?
Eesh.
Hey, can,
Yikes.
can we do can we do family therapy later, please? We're literally crawling through walls like rats right now. Like, all right, well, fine, whatever. Hey Lucy, how would I, you know these passageways, right? Oh yeah, I guess I do. It's like, but Charles is like, do not answer that goddamn question. Well, okay, but what about hypothetically, if we were part of, how would I get on the sex floor? Hypothetically. Well, hypothetically, there's a maintenance ladder that runs next to the secret elevator on. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. You know about the secret elevators? You know about the secret elevators now? What the hell? Okay, what?
Hmm.
Yeah, but there's a secret elevator on the A line. Hypothetically, hypothetically, not
Allegedly.
hypothetically. There's one. Okay. But Mabel's like, so where's Oliver going? I don't know. Figure out this Teddy situation. I guess that's what I'm gonna go do. Okay, all right, whatever. But Lucy, Mabel, Charles, they're in the tunnel. Who do they find? Yes, good old Nina. So they're like, all right, Louis, let's see what she's up to.
She's about to get her groove on.
Well, at first she's like, all right, I'm gonna, I got my baby bump going on, just kind of like chilling. There's a computer in the background. I don't know if that's important, but there's just a computer chilling in the room. Like, all right, who's that guy though in there with her? Like, who the fuck is this guy? I don't know. Maybe it's her baby daddy, which I'm like, dang, Maple, you didn't have to say it like that. She enunciated the words baby daddy like that. Like, come on, Mabel. Why are we thinking like that? It's her baby daddy. I'm like, what's next? You gonna call Oscar that too? Oh yeah, Oscar, he's my baby daddy. I've always been perplexed by that term. I'm like,
Well, it's
I feel like there's negative connotation when you say that word.
yeah, but it's that it's originally a black term that kind of got everyone started using it, and it's like,
It got gentrified basically.
yeah, yeah, it got gentrified like woke and Karen and cancel.
Now it's like everybody uses it.
Yeah.
But Nina, no, just can't stop thinking about Bunny. She's like, I wonder if we did the right thing, honey. He's like, oh yes, we did. No, she had to go. Maybe you're right. You know, but listen, if we can get the votes, we're home free, baby. I was like, oh, maybe they're cutting a deal to change the place up. Come on. I don't. I don't know. I guess they're gonna put that giant space up there. The space pod on the top. Bunny would never allow that space pod on the top. Which I'm like, what are they eating Elon Musk over here? Come on. But I guess they're all happy though. They figured it all out. So they're like they're about to start doing it. Like they're like, all right,
Yeah, the business deal, it was a great
great business deal, I guess.
it was
Give
good
it
for
to the best
foreplay.
right now. And even before they do it, like, they're like, all right, we gotta get the fuck out of here. All right, well, let's get the fuck out of here. And right as they're like walking away, you can hear the dude going, but like, is it okay? Because you're like pregnant? And she's like, yeah, it's fine. And I'm like, never mind. No, not gonna explain anatomy to you. But, um, you see, okay, so there's this grace period where I know that I know that they're already. I just almost want to go into a rant, but I'm like, not gonna explain, not gonna mansplain, not getting canceled. I'm not doing it. I swear, I'm not doing it. But Oliver, he reaches Teddy's place. Teddy, he's talking to Theo. He's like trying to, talk to him like, I've done everything that's the best for you. I can fix this. I protected you. But Theo's mad. He's like, he's
Mhm.
just done with it. He's mad. We don't even need to know what he's saying. He's just mad. He's like literally pushing his dad away.
Yep.
He's like, oh, I can help you, and Theo's like, signing something. And he's like, what? You got your own lawyers? He's like, I, I'm just looking out for you. I'm just trying to, have your best interest. And then things get heated because Theo's done signing shit. He starts talking. He's like, dude, you are killing me. I cannot do this anymore. He's literally like, fuck you, dude. Like pushing him away. Teddy tries to apologize, but Theo's done with it, you know, as Teddy's like, crying over this. It's a very emotional scene, by the way.
Hmm.
Like, wow, am I watching a comedy?
I know. But it's also just like you deserve it, Teddy. But also it's like, dang. But it's like you deserve it though.
Yeah, part of me is like, uh, I see both sides to this argument.
Mm.
And Oliver's like, all right, well, guess I got to go call my son and tell him I love him. Not even saying it. He's like, all right, I gotta go tell my son I love him so much. But when the gang's all back in the apartment, Mabel asks, "Oh, what'd you find out about Teddy?" Well, not much. Saw him weeping. Never wanted to hug my son ever more. It's like, damn, some grade A acting right here. All right, I guess I'm gonna go hug my son now. Okay, I'll go hug him now. But what I miss? Well, and Nina wants to profit, put a giant space pod in the building, and Bunny said no. Said Nina, killed her. But they didn't record anything, so I can't nail her for anything. So just jumps in there like, oh, why don't you just nail her? Why don't you just record her? She's on the edge, right? Why don't you just get her to admit to the crime? And they're like,
You can do that.
we can do it. I mean, technically, yeah. Evidence is evidence, so yeah. So they're like, all right, we're gonna go over to Nina's. All right, let's go say hi. They have this really crappy gift basket once they open the door. Blanket.
A wet tennis ball. It's like, the fuck am
I
I
didn't
doing with
think about
this?
that. I'm like, oh, that's Winnie's. That's right. Okay, that's right. I'm like, whose tennis ball is that? Oh, it's Winnie's. That's what. Because even like Mabel's like, I washed it for you, so it's clean. Except I didn't dry it.
Still
So
doesn't answer my question of what the fuck am I doing with this?
it's a stress ball, you know. Here you go. You have a tennis ball. But you know, they're like, so now that Bunny's gone, now that you killed your ex boss, Oliver. Oliver's just maniacally pulling out the microphone. So now that you
So
killed your boss, and this is where things get a little crazy, by the way. They all start slowly walking towards her. And it's just the jig is up.
we got you. The chick is up. Just say it. Just admit it. Just say that you did it.
But you know, she's like, I need Jared for baby things, and I'm like, well, who's Jared? Who the fuck is Jared? I don't know who the hell that is. They're all like, who the fuck is Jared? Just admit to it. Admit to the crime, and spill everything. But Bunny spilled something else, didn't she? Didn't she? Well, Nina does indeed spill something. It's not the tea.
No.
No, it's her water is broken, and they're like, oh shit, the baby's coming. Holy shit! I find this so interesting because they're all like freaking out. They don't know what the fuck to do. But Charles just kind of jumps in. He's like, all right, come on, calm down. You know, it's gonna be all right. Which is like, oh wow, he's actually being helpful and
Yeah. Very
he
emotional scene.
and you know, well, it is emotional because you know Charles is like, all right, you're doing a good job. You know, let's talk you through this. And Nina's like, shit, what if I'm a bad mom? Like you thought about this now? You got the pregnancy. I'm sure this has happened. I'm sure it's happened. Of course, obviously, it's got to be semi-realistic a little bit. Some moms would like, you know, on the hospital bed, like, shit. What if I don't know how to do this? How do I? How do I, mom? How does one become a mom? How do I do these things? He's like, well, you won't be all right. But Oliver is like, why would you think about being a bad mom?
Tell me more.
Tell me more. And she's just not concerned with him anymore. She's like, all right, whatever. Like, "And everything's gonna be okay, all right. You know. Hey, who's that a photo of? My mom. Well, was she a good mom? Yeah. Well, why? You know, because she was there for me. She cared for me and did all the good stuff that a mom should do. Like you'll do the same, you know, for your child. Like, oh, this is actually a really heartwarming moment. I was actually like smiling this whole scene. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it was. It was like, okay, Charles. All right, Chuckles.
All right, we're seeing the soft side of Charles here. You know, he's like, all right. No, you can Charles though like doesn't sugarcoat it. He's like, you know, mistakes are gonna happen. There's gonna be some bumps in the road, but you know, everything's gonna be all right. You know. Oh, okay. Well, that's very nice. And then she's like, I wish Bunny was here. You know, she was really excited to see the kid, which is true. No, that was true actually. And you know, Nina kind of aggressively is like, you you find that killer, and you give me 3 minutes with him in a room. Or sorry, 5 minutes in a room with him. Once you do it, god damn it. Which I was like, oh my god. Okay, all right. She's like, all right, I understand you're in a stressful situation. I'll help you. But you know, everything's all good. You know, except Charles is like, oh shit. I guess I was on that one show, like Deliverer. I'm gonna have to deliver this baby. Oh, thank God. All right. The EMTs are here. That can
Yeah.
actually help us.
Yeah, the EMTs came and they both said thank God at the same time. I was like, oh, thank God.
They're like, oh, thank God. I love that. You know, speedy EMT. By the way, the fact that they got up there so quickly in a building like that
Mm.
blows my mind that they were like, all right. I mean, yeah, in theory, they could take the elevator. I'm sure that's what they probably did. They were
Yeah,
like,
they
all right.
probably did. But
They're
I
like, okay,
guess,
it's a pregnancy. Whatever. We're going to take
yeah,
the elevator.
I guess it's assumed that there was more time that passed than we realized.
I assume we don't actually really realistically know how much time technically
Mm.
it's not like, the Jan and like, Charles thing where Jan suddenly has super speed and can
Oh my God, yeah,
house.
she was fast traveling through the building. It's just I've been to this location before. Whoop.
She's like, "All right, I can get to your house in 5 seconds." And then she's already suddenly gone and back to her place in 5
Yeah.
seconds. Like, what the fuck? But well, that was a day. Uh, I saw, so much, God damn it. But Nina, she's being taken away by the EMTs. Lucy is reflecting on the things, that are going differently, and Charles, he could have been her father, and maybe things would have been all right, and could have, been better. Abel's like, I had a father, and I'm like, oh shit, Abel backstory? Uh-oh.
But he died.
It took us 2 seasons to figure this out, but he died. I was like, oh wow, oh shit, all right, well, okay. I have a feeling they're setting up for something though. I'm like,
Mm.
one of two things could happen in that. Either her father is secretly not dead, or he's actually dead. I don't know.
Mm.
We'll
You
see.
said he died when she was
She was
5.
young, so I know this story arc. They could either go, well, what if her mom like lied and he was a shitty person? I don't know,
Mm.
but we don't know to the extent like was she actually like visually seeing him every day?
Hmm.
We didn't really get all the details. We don't actually
No.
know technically if he's quote unquote dead, but according to her, he's dead as far as we know. Dead, dead, dead. But Charles reminds him of her father sometimes. Just like I think he reminds me of what I did. It was like we need to be honest with him. He's just like, huh? Tell him the truth. Huh? What
Honesty.
do you mean honest? Tell the truth. Well, you're here for a reason, aren't you? Tell him. Like, oh, okay, I guess so. But buddy old pal Oliver, he's like, oh that was a day. I saw deaf son silently destroy his father. I watched Charles give a lifetime movie speech about parenting, but it actually moved me. And Mabel, we got a lot of pervy watching. We got pervs watching on us. But Charles, you know, oh, well, okay, alrighty. I guess that knife fell finally.
Oh yeah.
Guess I'll take this knife and get rid of it. I'm like, first of all, where are you gonna go put that knife?
I know.
Like, all right, you're just gonna walk around with a knife, like, hey, folks.
That and like, well, they know none of them did it, but I wouldn't want to turn in the knife either because their fingerprints might be on it because of course the person might be smart enough to frame them to do that. So it's like, yeah, I probably would have got rid of the knife too.
Yeah, but Mabel is so fucking worried about Oliver, as we should be. Everybody leaves Charles's place. But Lucy, she's just curious about Jan. Charles is like, "Oh boy, you got a minute for this one?" She's like, "Oh, well, when I listened to the podcast, I thought she was like a good match, so you shouldn't be embarrassed." Which is like, well, I mean, we all kind of like, oh, they're cute,
Yeah, seemed like a good match.
It's like, oh yeah, they're a murderous match made in heaven. I know, not my strongest one. No, not. It was a killer joke. I know.
Uh...
All right, everybody, that was fun. See you later. Next episode. All right. Well, anyways, Lucy goes on to say it always bummed her out, that you'd have to be left alone here. She was like, "Oh, I'd hope you'd find somebody, someday." You know, kind of sucked when me and my mom started fighting. That's why I didn't go to her wedding. That stuff. And I really didn't like that, guy she married either. Not that like, whatever. He just wasn't, that great. But I just don't want you, running around with the murder investigation. I don't know. It just wasn't that easy, without you, I guess, and my mom. But Lucy's finally, telling the truth. Like, been 8 years. That as much as I'm, happy to hear from you, that's a long ass time, dude. Like, come on, man. 8 years?
Mm.
Like she's being serious. She's like, 8 years? That's a lot. Of course, Charles says he's sorry and apologizes, and he didn't even know he was allowed to like talk because her mom was like, no contact. We've all seen these relationships, with
Mhm.
ex like no talking.
Yeah, especially since she's the minor, and it doesn't seem like that's his biological child. So it's kind of like it makes sense that he would like back off. It's like, okay, look, I don't want any trouble. Just
Yeah,
gonna,
exactly. Like, all right. She's like, all right, you're allowed to talk.
yeah, because she's probably 18 now. Yeah, she's 18 now, so it's like,
Probably somewhere in there. Yeah, she is in high school.
what?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because she said she was taking AP something like an AP class early in the episode.
Yeah, so we can guess she's about like 18 or something, somewhere
Yeah,
in that
somewhere
camp.
close to it.
But she's like, out of the five dads I've had, he's my favorite. And it's like, oh, dang, five dads.
Yeah.
A lot to take in. They hug it out. Everything's great. But then we go back to Will, buddy, old pal. He's struggling to hold that play together. It's like, oh no, get back here, get back on the Elbrook Road, please, stay. But Oliver shows up to help direct the play. Oliver thinks like, oh yes, thanks for never giving up on me, buddy, old pal. Charles, Lucy, Charles is like, all right, get no detours, Connecticut, get the fuck out of here. Lucy, lets Charles know night of the wedding. It's the same night he got arrested. She
Hmm.
tried to come and say hi instead of going to the wedding, which is like, oh shit. Oh, Lucy, hey, I'm in the city. Would you like to link? Just like, okay, that's the most random way to ever say that. Oh, sorry, Lucy. I really wish I could, but not tonight. Can't. Sorry. Okay.
Mhm.
Then we see Lucy kind of sneaking around, like, shit. Let me see what's going on over here. She's kind of like sneaking around Charles and Mabel and all that. I'm like, what the hell is she doing? I'm like, where's she going with this? But then she gets on her video call again. All right, it's weird, returning to a place, after a long time. It's weird. Things seem smaller, emptier. But, how you end up coming back and, why, it has to do with a lot of how weird it is. Before she can, keep recording, you hear Bunny in the distance going, ah!
I know
Ah!
getting the Michael Myers treatment.
You're killing me. Why are you killing me?
What are you
But
gonna do? Stab me?
then we like see somebody in like full killer outfit,
I know the jumpsuit and the ski mask.
shit,
Just
kind of looking like I don't remember what the hell the name of the horror movie is. Some Canadian horror movie that I'm trying to think of. But they're like, all right, we work at a mine and like, we're gonna have a beer party in a mine. We're gonna have fun. Oh, My Bloody Valentine. That's what it was. I'm trying to
uh,
think. One of the weirder horror movies, but it's pretty cool. But maybe it's Bunny's killer. We see him going around. Lucy's like, oh shit, be quiet. Person's going back. Like, all right, guess I'm gonna go back to my killing business or whatever I'm doing. Lucy gets, she's like, all right, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Let me fucking run. But Lucy tells Charles she came back to see him because she's worried about him. Lucy knows there's some real shit going on in this building. God damn it. She's like, you need to be
God
tougher. God
damn it.
damn it.
Which is, I feel like, is like my only main negative for this episode is that they're having a lot of like kind of retconning a little bit in terms of the night that Bunny um got killed, and also like they turned in Jan the killer, because it's like a bunch of stuff is happening that night that we don't know of that we're getting now, and it's just like how much things can happen in like one day or like one like evening. So I feel like they're gonna reveal more stuff that happened at night with a bunch of other people, and I feel like it can start feeling like convenient. That you kind of get some plot conveniences. Because I mean, I liked her coming in and being involved and like witnessing stuff. It's also just like the fact it was convenient that she happened to be there, and she happened to like be knew about the little passageways that we didn't know about, so you can see all the different apartments, and she happened to be there when some person, I don't know if that person was the killer or not, but um I just thought that was like, I wonder how many other things they're gonna add, like, to that night, that we don't know about, but it's gonna start to feel like it's too much. It's like, how did that all happen like at that same time? Of all these different people that are all related, like they're all like related to each other.
Who knows? We'll figure out. But you know, Charles, you need to find them before they find you, man. But, Charles is like, all right, go back to Connecticut. No detours. Get the hell out of here. Charles opens up the door, opens up his phone to find unknown number calling him. And this is where things get a little crazy. We cut to a prison, phone. Hello. Oh, sorry. Hello, unknown caller. Dunk,
Hel-
dunk, dunk.
Hello, Charles.
It's Jan. Dunk, dunk, dunk. That's the ending. It's like,
It's a, it's,
so what is Jan gonna do? Like,
it's a conjugal visit.
all right,
Just going for a jailhouse booty call.
all right, Jan, you know what I'm here for, right? Conjugal visit. Well, I mean, I wouldn't. That wouldn't be bassoon me.
Oh no. Uh,
All right, and with that, Henry, there's okay. See you later. Oh shit! Hold on. See you later, folks.
dun, 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 dun.
No, people can't see what this. All right.
Uh,
All right. Well, Henry, what do you think about this episode?
I thought the episode was pretty good. I think that the episodes keep on like building on each other and they get better, you know, as they move along. Because I think we talked about how I think the first episode is probably the weakest out of the season. We're all like, this is there's a lot of meta stuff, and it's like I'm not sure about this, but as they started to move along, they kind of stripped some of that back, and it's still pretty funny, and then there's some really emotional scenes um, between like Charles or Oliver, with some recurring characters like Oliver's son, but also just like Nina, who's like a newer character, and everything with the mom, and she's scared about being a new mom, and how her mom was good, was a good mom, and like that whole part was like really good. But I'm very intrigued because this episode had like a running theme of family and like reunion and stuff like that, or like making amends with a family member, if it actually works or not. With Demas and his son, they're fighting, but then Oliver and his son have a connection. Um, Charles and Lucy have a connection. So you get a lot of that, and it made me think about the murderer and how they're very familiar with the building and why everything is showing up in Charles' apartment. And I'm like, obviously, there's someone from Charles' past or someone like we don't know about yet, or maybe we do know and we don't know the connection that's like between him and Charles, like between the murderer and Charles, that just feels personal and we don't know yet with the mystery. So I'm very interested in how they progress the story, um, and I just hope that it don't. I think it was like episode 5 or 6 of last season where those episodes kind of started to meander a little bit and they kind of went off course a little bit. And I hope they don't do that for this. But I thought this was overall like a really good episode. I think it's one of my favorites of the season so far.
Yeah, so far it's easily probably one of the more balanced ones. I also do want to shout out that our good old little friend Mister Big Mikey is not present in this episode.
Yeah, no cops.
No, 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 no Big Mike guy. No,
No,
he's nowhere to be seen.
they only show up after the mystery is solved. And they can take the credit.
Yeah, they're looking to have it be realistic. We're like, all right. Well, I mean, they already established that in season one. Like, okay, you know, it's gonna be a little ridiculous, but like, the cops aren't gonna do most of the work on anything. Well, that's not incorrect. So yeah, but yeah, I think it's very interesting because it seems most of the episodes, and this being one of the few that does not have Amy Schumer involvement at all whatsoever, not a single Michael Rappaport to be seen.
No
Jimmy
Cara
Fallon.
Delevingne.
That was kind of interesting. I was fine with it, but I think this is very interesting, and I'm curious where everything is going. I do think that whole tunnel thing is going to open. I don't think they're going to stray away from that, and I think that's going to open up some windows for like, okay, what's going on with that? There has to be more than just a murderer going around here.
Mm,
Like, what I'm curious about is that could have been Theo doing something
that
at
is
the
true.
whatever the fuck he's doing. So I'm curious where that's going. I'm honestly at this point in the plot, I'm not really. I don't have any good ideas about who the killer is.
I don't either.
Uh, I feel like they're trying to like kind of sway us into being like, well, maybe Lucy did it, but uh it is heavily implied that she hangs out there, and I don't think she's quite using it as maliciously.
Mm,
Because the way she implies it is like this didn't start happening till recently, apparently. But who knows? She hasn't
hmm.
been there for a while,
That's true.
so she was like, "What the fuck's going on in here?" Like people walking around like with the flashlights and what the hell. So yeah, I mean, pretty good episode. I liked the character development. I liked the weird line that Oliver made about rectums and I must say the scenes of Mabel and Lucy and Lucy in general that could have been forced and could have been lame, and I was like, it's pretty funny that they're
Hmm.
like trying to include like younger cultures into the show. And they kind of already were doing that a little bit with Mabel to begin with, but they were like, well, Mabel's kind of in that weird spot where like she is kind of younger than like Oliver and Charles, but like she's not quite like young like Lucy.
Hmm.
So now we're kind of getting a little bit of a mix up here, and we're getting a character. And I don't know. Maybe they'll bring her back. Maybe they won't. We'll see what
Hmm.
happens. It's gonna happen. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Curious, I don't know. The thing I'm most curious about is what in the world is Charles doing talking to Jan? Like,
Yeah,
could could she be involved? Maybe is what I'm
yeah,
thinking.
yeah. Jam was calling him. Was like,
Does
oh,
she know
she.
something that she wasn't? Maybe she was involved with that whole little scheme.
Uh,
Maybe
maybe she knows about the passageways and
she could.
the.
Oh, you know what? That would make a little bit more sense. What if? What if she
Mm,
used that when she was like sending that note? I just thought about that now. Not that it makes any sense that she was
no.
to get there that fast, but I did think about
Mm,
that. She does seem to travel pretty fast whenever she's going anywhere.
mm,
And you don't really see her going, yeah, that's kind of weird, isn't it?
yeah,
Jan kind of pops up places in the first season.
but I think right now we don't know fully. I have no idea who could possibly be the killer, but the like last season we had the two main mysteries, but like there was a lot of foreshadowing. Like if you watch this, first season again, so there's obviously been hints dropped that we just don't have any context for. Um, so, but I think at this point, like I don't even know who to even to accuse, if even if like if they even like the character even showed up at all yet. Because when did Jan actually show up in season one?
You know what? I'm blanking on that one for sure. Trying to think. I don't technically remember what episode it is because it's not episode one.
It's episode three.
It's either two or three because
It's episode
episode
three.
one is super. Like, all right, we're setting everything up. We're
Mhm.
trying to figure this shit out. Have them get into a room, and now it's like, all right,
Mhm.
it's definitely two or three, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
I just looked it up. It is three.
Oh, sweet.
Okay,
But
so
yeah, I think we're
um,
done. Yeah, Henry, is there anything else you want to say to the people before we leave?
mm,
Can they find you somewhere? Are you just gonna be in the void?
I'm in the void of the Arcadia, walking around in the little hidden passageways, but not for any perving reasons. I'm not gonna be peeping on people. I'm just gonna be playing hide and seek.
And you can play me fun. Jesus, let me try doing this plug again. All right, you can find me playing a hide and go seek on Twitch.com at steadily medley on Twitch. No, I'll be playing a little bit of Fortnite, a little bit of a little bit of Stuntman Ignition. Gonna get back into that a little bit. Yes, I play Fortnite. Judge me, I don't care. You can find me. You already found, Only Murders discussed in this podcast through Andrew Stittle, the YouTube channel. But there's a vast amount of podcasts on there. We got some stuff coming on the channel. Some news that I'll be sharing in a little update video down the road here in a little bit. But all that good stuff on the YouTube channel. And hey, you know what? You know what? Did you make it this far in the video? I usually don't do this, but you know what? Hey, can you hit that little like button right there?
Like,
And
comment, subscribe. Hit
hey, I
hit
mean, if you're not subscribed,
hit
then
the
by
hit
now,
the
come on.
bell for the notification.
Yes, unfortunately, YouTube is like, okay, you can subscribe, but then you got to hit a bell thing.
Yeah, just so you're notified that your subscription uploaded a new video.
So yeah, hit that subscribe button, bell icon thing. Do all the things. I
All
mean,
the things.
we're, next week we're gonna try and figure out what in the world is Charles doing with Jan, and what the hell is Lucy doing in that hallway. Next episode of Only Murders discussed on this podcast.